Tanya for the 9th day of Av, Menachem Av, is Igeres HaKedesh Daled, Siman Daled, the 4th letter. It's on Daf Kuf Hey Amud Aleph. The number at the bottom of the page is 402. Siman Daled also deals with the greatness of the mitzvah of tzedakah, which is a continuation of the theme of Siman Gimel. Ein Yisrael Nigolim Ela b'tzedakah. Jews will be redeemed only through tzedakah. Shenemar, as it says, v'shaveho b'tzedakah, that the Jewish captives, will be returned through tzedakah. Ksiv tzedek lefanov yahalech. It says tzedakah goes before him. So really it should say yelech, not yahalech. Yahalech means he will cause it to go. So it should say yelech inyan. So we'll understand all of this based on what it says. L'cho amar libi bakshu ponai. My heart says to you, seek my face. Pirush, so here the Alter Rebbe explains that it doesn't mean to seek the inwardness, the face of God, but it means bakshu pnimis halev, seek the inwardness of the heart. Because in the flame of fire of love that is in the godly soul, in the heart, the godly flame which is in the heart, which is the Yesed Ha'esh Olikisha B'lev, Yesh Beis B'chinis. There are two parts, B'chinas Chetzenius and B'chinas Pnimius. There's the external part and the internal part. Chetzenius Halev, he is Lahavus HaMislaheves, Me'B'chinas Habina V'Hadas, B'Gdul HaSein Seir Baruch. The external part of the heart, in other words, the external emotion, comes from the Bina and the Das in the greatness of God. By contemplating God's greatness, we give birth from that contemplation, from that understanding, we give birth to a love of God that is flaming like a fire. That's the external part of the heart. That's the emotion as it is felt and experienced in the heart. Pnimius halev. What is the inner heart? Hi hanekuda shebepnimius halev. It is the core of the heart, the umka deliba, and the depths of the heart. Shehi lamayla mayla mebechinas hadas v'hatvuna, because it comes from a level that is much higher than das and bina. Sheyuchal adam lizbein beliba b'gdulas Hashem. It is not that godliness which one can contemplate, which one can marvel at the greatness of God, and from that understanding and from that recognition of that greatness, give birth to an emotion. Instead, it comes from a higher place. As it says, I call God from the depths of the heart, as we find in worldly things. There are times when we come across something that is so urgent and so necessary that the entire life of the person depends on it. And that's why it touches him, not only in the heart, but into the core and inner being of the inner part of the heart, the ad bichlal, including also the inwardness of the heart, and this causes him to do things and to say things that are without any intelligence at all. So we see that there is a feeling in the heart, in the depths of the heart, that transcend knowledge, that exists independent of bina and das. The Rebbe points out that the closing of the parenthesis here is a printing mistake, and it should be moved down to the end of today's shir. V'zelu mazeh. So the same is true also in the service of the heart. It is exactly true also of how we serve God. Hilamayla mebchinas hadas hamispashit umislabish b'midas sheneildu mechabad keneda. Because the core of the inner part of the heart is much higher than the das that spreads its influence and is clothed in the emotions that are born from Seichel, as is known from the earlier part of Tanya, that midas are born from Seichel. It is instead a revelation or a ray of Chochma Shalamayla Mehabina Vahadas, which is higher than Bina and Das. Chochma is Uba Melubish Vegonos Eira Shem Mamish, and in Chochma there is the presence of the literal presence of God. Kamashikosuv Hashem b'Chochma. V'hi b'chinas nitzutz alikush b'chol nefesh miYisrael, and that is the divine spark, the part of God that is in every Jewish neshama. Hayem Yem, for Tisha B'Av, the 9th day of Av, the Rebbe writes, Amur hoyo leimed, my father used to learn every year on Tisha B'Av the Medrash on Eicha Rabbah, the Sugyas Ri, the Parshas HaNezikin, and the portion in the Gemara in Nezikin that talks about the destruction of the temple. In the morning after Kinus, which he would say all of, he would say the entire Kinus. After the Kinus, he would also say Eicha. And then he would be called up to Torah for Maftir, and at times, certain years, he would be called up both for Shachris and for Mincha.